Hello, um, it's me, Xavier, back again with another recap for Dancing with the Stars. Um, Season 23, Week 4. Cirque du Soleil was the theme. Lynn was gone, so all the scores are out of 30. Um, Tonight was the double elimination, so last night was the show. Yeah, I don't have anything else to really say. I'm going to try and get through this fast because um, I have a lot to say. And whoopsie, Monica, sorry. And yeah, so let's go ahead and just get started. Our first couple was Calvin and Lindsay. They had a Charleston. They got a 23. Great way to start the show. I think Calvin did a great job. They had some really good lifts, and Calvin is a much different dancer than he was in week one. He's way more confident. He's way more comfortable. His musicality is way better. His technique is good. All this stuff is good. It should have gotten a much higher score. As I said, they got a 23. They should have gotten probably like a 27 based on the scoring of the night and just the dance itself. They got way underscored. I just loved it. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was honestly, to me, the second best dance of the night. So yeah. Next we have Maureen and Artem. They had an Argentine tango. They got a 24, which was extremely high. Because even though she did everything well, it was very simplistic. It was very, she just moved she was very soft with it. She was hitting everything very gingerly. It was just, there was nothing behind it, no conviction, no passion, no anything. She just was going through the motions, and again, it was extremely simple. They went through the same few steps multiple times, and while it was decent, what she did, it wasn't great. They got a 24, which was extremely high. I would have given it no more than a 21, a 2021, to be honest, because it just wasn't amazing. That's all. Not even amazing. It just wasn't great. It wasn't good. It was decent. So next was Jana and Kevin. They had a foxtrot. They got a 23. This was a decent dance. I can't remember much of it, but I remember there was some weird things going on with Jana's upper body. I do agree that she looked a little stiff up here and that she needs to work on her frame. Her footwork looked good and the underarm passes looked nice. I thought Gleb put in too many of those though. And I do think they could have benefited from him kind of pulling back with some of his choreography. But her lines looked great. And it was nice to see her play that kind of a role. It suits her way more than the sexy thing that they have been doing for the first couple of weeks. It really suits her. So it feels more natural to me. 23, good score. Definitely was not as good as Calvin. I thought they were scored appropriately though. She was better than Maureen, but not as good as Calvin. So Maureen needed to be dropped down and Calvin needed to be way up. Next was Mary Lou and Derek. They had a paso doble. They got a 21. I ranted about this on my blog. I talked about how inconsistent and how scores like these are what make people, good dancers, get eliminated, because by no means was that a bad dance. While there were things she could work on, it was not a bad dance. Her technique was good. It was very good. Her technique was very, very good. Her posture was very good. Her shaping and all that stuff was very good. The details of it were great. The problem was the performance aspect. she really gets into her head. As the judges said, she does do that. She does kind of force it. It makes things seem forced and doesn't seem natural and seems very stiff. And while you can tell that Mary Lou's a good dancer, it's not coming through on these performance nights because it just seems like she's just so nervous and so excited and wants to do so well and is really putting on to make sure she does so well, and all these thoughts are going through her head, and it just seems like it's all kind of just creating issues for them. Again, the stance was not worth a 21. The judges' comments, you would think they would give her at least a 24, because those are comments that would lead to a score of straight 8s. But they gave her a 21, so it just made me, it's very odd because it was her best dance of the season. It was way better than last week. It was way better than week 1, and it was better than week 2. I just don't know. She got underscored by a good 3 or 4 points, to be honest. Next was, who was next? It was Amber and Max. They had an Argentine tango. They got a 24. Truthfully, I'm not sure what went on with Julianne and Amber last week because I didn't watch the results show. I was at swim practice and I didn't bother to tape it because I don't need to watch 2 hours of the results show just to give me the 2 minutes at the end. What she did, so I'm not going to talk about that. The Argentine tango, this was much better from her. Her best dance of the season. Max finally gave her some choreography that she could really use and just show herself. So honestly, it was really refreshing to see that she can dance, and that Max has just been, well, besides the themes have been kind of in their way too, Max hasn't been giving her the greatest choreography either. Again, this Argentine tango, it wasn't amazing. It was good. She improved a lot. She was in the moment. She was in character. She looked confident and comfortable. There were some issues. She still seems she seemed like her feet were kind of sticking to the floor, or maybe she was just kind of hesitant from time to time. I don't know, but there was some weird thing going on with like her feet kind of scooching and getting stuck. She also, and don't take this the wrong way, but as other people have said, she does need to, her butt is kind of still leading in a way. So if she were to, I don't know, she just needs to fix her posture, because it seems like she's not slouching over, but she just isn't tucking her butt in enough. And while it's very hard for someone to do that, who has a big butt, it can be done to some degree. So I think that's the biggest thing they really have to work on. It's just, again, getting more confidence and just kind of her posture and working on tucking her butt under. Next we had, who was it? Ryan and Cheryl. They had a Viennese waltz. They got a 22. It was nice. It was decent. It was cute. A lot of the stuff, his issues he's worked on and he's improved upon. He needs to keep working, but he has shown improvement. He seemed more comfortable and more confident this week than he has in previous weeks. But honestly, I don't really have much else to say about it. In a night like this, where so many dances so much was going on, this dance kind of got lost, unfortunately. But they're still here because they made it through elimination. So new slate next week. Babyface and Allison were next. They had a tango. They got an 18. I felt bad because I was hoping this dance was going to be good, but it wasn't. And he just got off immediately. And last night I was wondering what it was, although I kind of had a feeling I knew what it was. My feelings were correct. It just I missed when he was talking about it, but it's just the lighting and the staging of the dance really messed with them because I guess the lights started to malfunction. It looked like they were because I remember in the middle of the dance, I was like, man, what's going on with these lights? Like, why are they doing this? Because they were dancing in the dark for a lot of the time. It's unfortunate that they had this type of a dance to go out on. Sorry. Had that type of a dance to go out on because it just wasn't good and everything seemed to go wrong. It's unfortunate, but it happens, and when it sucks on nights like this when the show makes people do that because I don't think Allison was pleased with the outcome as well, and I don't think she would have done something like that, to be honest. Next was Tara and Sasha. They had a samba. They got a 25. This was really good. Tara has surprised me each week. This was not an easy dance that Sasha gave her. But she coped with it very well. Her attitude was great. Hip action was great. All of that was great. Technique was great. The one thing was her, the samba runs, the running promenades. They were very weird looking. And Courtney on Pure DWTS said it best. She said that maybe Tara is just too small to be doing that, to be making her way around Sasha and hitting those moves the way that she needed to, but still a great dance. Next was Lori and Val. They had a jazz, only jazz of the season. They got a perfect score, undeservedly so. This dance really wasn't anything. As I said on my blog earlier today, The Way You Make Me Feel, which was the song they danced to, on the Michael Jackson Experience for the Wii, is much more difficult than the dance that she did on Monday night. And she is a gymnast, a gold medal winning gymnast who can do very difficult dances, shows that she can handle things that are very difficult. So the fact that the judges just were like, oh, perfect score, even though you didn't really do much but walk and sit and playfully flirt and pose, Next, it bothers me, and especially on a night that was tailor-made for her, and they didn't even use it to their advantage. I mean, I guess they didn't need it anyway because whatever they were going to do, the judges were going to pull out the 10s this week for whatever reason. I mean, I know the reason, because they want Val to win this season, but bars. Anyway, yeah. Next was Vanilla Ice and Whitney. They had a Viennese waltz. They got a 23. This was a good dance for them to go out on. I think Vanilla Ice did well. He was really improving, and I wanted to see him go on through the weeks because he was having fun. He was improving. You could tell that he and Whitney liked each other. Whitney was into the partnership. It was fun. I just wish they could have stayed a little bit longer, but everybody has to go at some point, except for the winner. Finally was James and Shana. They had quick step. They got a 28. Honestly, this dance was amazing. Last night, I didn't see the mistake that they were talking about, but then after watching it a few more times, finally saw it. It was when they were all lined up with the troupe, and James made one little misstep, but he covered it up in an amazing, that cover up was honestly more impressive than the dance itself. It was great. Technique was great. Posture, frame, all that showmanship, just all of it was amazing. James, honestly, to me, if it weren't for the fact that the show is pushing Lori and Val, James and Shana are the ones to beat for sure. So yeah, that was week 4. Next week is my most memorable year, and I will see you all then. Until next time, bye.